Welcome back, man. It's Elab football, man. Normally Thursday edition, but we starting off early this week on Wednesday because we got some games coming on tonight and tomorrow, man. Tev, how you doing, man? How's your week going? Can you hear me?
Cut out on me a little bit. Yeah, I can hear you now. It was a little choppy. What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just enjoying this vacation I got, man. Getting all these hours off, you know what I'm saying? So just enjoying time
For
off and
sure.
relaxing and chilling, man. Looking forward to seeing some of
For
this football
sure.
tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a little football already too, but this night game about to be probably gonna be one of them ones for real, for real.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, shit. Let's go ahead and get started, man. Michigan's playing right now against my Longhorns, which personally I really don't care about these bowl games if it's not the college football playoffs. Because hell, even though Michigan only has two players not playing, we have nine starters not playing in this game. So it's like
Yeah.
I really don't care. But they hired a new coach. It's Utah's old coach. What's your thoughts on it, man? What do you think is gonna be a good hire, bad hire, or a bridge?
Yeah. And these bowls, man, they honestly I feel like if you're not in the Snoop Dogg Bowl, the Pop Tart Bowl, this Tony the Tiger Bowl, it's really boring. Those are the only ones with the gimmicks anyway. It's keeping people locked in. So obviously outside the players not playing, yeah, these bowls are kind of like, yeah, that's why we can't wait for the night. But as far as Colin Whittingham, yeah, I mean, it just sounds like a Michigan hire. They hired Rich Rodriguez back in the G after Coach Lloyd left. Nothing really happened. I mean, yeah, they won a chip with Coach Harbaugh, but then there was a scandal around it. So I don't know. I just like, thank God I'm not a Michigan fan because I just feel like if I was, like, we're not meeting our expectations. Like, Whittingham's a solid coach, don't get me wrong, but he didn't even win at Utah. We
That's a
expecting him to
fact.
do it at Michigan?
Well, you could one way you could look at it, it's a bigger program, so you can get more big time players because Utah is Utah. So like
Yeah.
think about him at
But
Utah. He made
hey,
him relevant. He did make him relevant at Utah. They didn't win nothing, but there was
That was
always
already
rain.
relevant before he took over. He just got handed the keys. The person that made him relevant was Urban Meyer, and he did a lot more there than I'd say Whittingham did in his short time. So, and I don't even like Urban, but I mean the proof is in the pudding. So I don't know, bro. For me, this is just like you gonna have to show me something. I don't really see too much value. I just feel like they just hurried up and tried to hire uh, a name in good standing because they got a lot of dark clouds around that program right now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We talked about it briefly for a second about these bowl games. I mentioned something to you a few weeks ago about how they should possibly play these games the first game of the year. Heard a new thing today, and it might work with a little bit of wiggle room, but they have to fix some stuff. You know how championship week, conference championship week, there's only that's only games, and then other teams ain't playing. It's like week 13. You could
Right.
make that week the bowl game week, and it could affect your standings in the playoffs. So like how Texas they play Michigan week 13, they win, they possibly can get in, or Notre Dame, whoever they didn't want to play in the bowl game, but if they win their bowl game, that could catapult them possibly into the college football playoffs. Only knock on that is if you're playing in your conference championship, how can you fault like when Alabama lost? I don't know. Would you put Texas in because
Yeah.
they beat Michigan and Alabama lost to Georgia? That's only downfall to it. But you get more players would play possibly, wouldn't sit out, and you'll get. I think it'd be better competition, especially if a team was like on the verge of getting in and they win that bowl game and then they get into the college football playoffs. That possibly could work. What you think?
I don't really like that one, man. I think to fix the bowl schedule, obviously you need to have more NIL incentives involved, and then I think they just need to change the portal, the portal and coach the coach changed. They need to change those deadlines. Like you shouldn't be able to hire a coach until after the season's over. And then once that you should be given a window. Once that window's filled, then start the transfer portal. If you do that, people obviously we know there's gonna be some people that's like, bro, I don't care what happened, I'm gone. Like
Hmm.
we know that's the mentality. But I, no matter what you do, you're not gonna satisfy everybody. So you'll have a few outliers, but if you have the NIL uh incentives, I feel like in the bowl games, more people are gonna be likely to risk it because there's actually because I know people that's been in bowls. You get really nice bowl rings. They give you swag for whatever the sponsorship
Hmm.
is. You get a little stuff. You get a little bit, a little care package. But with the NIL, I don't know how much they're doing as far as paying the players. So I think in order to get people more involved in the bowl games, you're gonna have to pay to play. I mean, hell, they're already throwing hella bread on the bowls anyway for sponsorships. Like they can figure it out.
Okay. Speaking of NIL, my head coach, Coach Sark, came out and said that basically it's a wide open market with the money. There's no like these players have agents, NIL agents that could be their roommates or cousins or brothers. So there's like no, you don't have to have no license or certification to be an agent for in college, which is crazy. I thought you had to have like a certified agent, but I guess you don't.
Mhm.
So, what are your thoughts on that? You think they should within the next couple years they're going to change that, or you think it's just going to keep on going free willy? Pause.
Ooh, excuse me. Um, Man, I feel like we've been talking about NIL the last few weeks, right, on the pod. Um, it's just chaos. It's pure chaos. And like I don't know how many more blunders they need before somebody sits down and like, hey, let's pause for a second, reevaluate and get this right. Because they pretty much just kind of created a system to appease everybody. And it's caused, honestly, more problems than before we had NIL. Because at least before NIL, it was structured. It was wrong, but it was
Hmm.
structured. Now it's like, yeah, you're getting paid, but like he just said, Wild Wild West. So I think I don't know about licensed agent. I can't go into that depth because I don't know as far as basically would that affect I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for, but the rapport as far as between the players and the universities, maybe I can see why you might want to have a licensed agent, right? But at the
Hmm.
end of the day, if you don't have rules, doesn't matter if the agent's licensed or not. They can tell you. Mitch can come to me and be like, "Hey, man, I want you to come to the University of B. You feel me? And we got this money for you." I can say yeah, but I can always renege like at any time. I'm not
Okay.
committing to a full year if there's no paperwork signed. Like it's just more of a verbal agreement. And to my understanding, that's how NIL is. It's more of a verbal agreement. And
Hmm.
as much as I love the players getting paid, like it's a business. When I go to a regular job, you go to a regular job, we still have to sign paperwork to get hired by that job. So they should have more structure with this NIL business, but they don't. And that's on the NCAA. NCAA has to fix that.
Do you think that the reason why the NCAA, I'm just throwing this out here because it probably might not be true, but you know how the NCAA this whole time everybody's like, man, get rid of the NCAA, man. We don't need it. All this negative stuff about it. You think that's the reason why they can't come back and be like, hey, man, we're taking control of this? Because not saying the players could strike, but the players could be like, oh, shit, nah, we ain't doing that. Like we are the moneymaker. Y'all need us. And it could possibly there's not gonna be a student union, players union or something in college, but it could be like we want to go back to the old ways, but we can't. Like it's we there's no way we can do it. I understand we want structure, but at this point, I don't know who's holding the the gauntlet in this situation, the players or the NCAA.
Right. And I understand that aspect. Man, at the end of the day, there's too much money on the line. Players can cause an uproar all they want, but like it's not like they're getting the short end of the stick right now. Like they're getting paid. So
Yeah,
I'm not wishing that they get paid less. I'm just wishing that if you sign a NIL contract, you got to commit to that. Like that's
yeah,
just that's every day, bro. Like you got to make a commitment. You can't just because even if you left, you can't just go to another school in the middle of the season and play anyway. So you need to be committed. Now, mind you, um, let's say you sign a 3-year contract, I guess NIL or something. I do think there needs to be like uh, you know, in between the lines kind of fine print that hey, I can leave, but if I leave, whatever's guaranteed or some incentive bonus, yeah, that's dead. Like I'm
hmm
voiding that, and that's where it's up to the universities to kind of be real smart and why you probably would want to have a licensed agent to negotiate because if your agent don't really know how to talk that contract language, you might get signed into some BS. But
yeah.
or you may sign on to something great, but again, it's just the structure of the NIL. Like even us talking about this, we kind of struggling trying to figure it out ourselves because it's like, how do you do this correctly? Like you said, we don't know who's in charge, and it doesn't
Mhm.
seem like anyone's in charge. It just seems like this is old times where you just run up to somebody, hey man, you got a nice horse. I want your horse. Here's $500, and it's like, yeah, cool, but you could always spin the block and try to steal your horse back
Yeah,
because
facts,
there's
facts,
not
facts.
there's nothing written when you do a handshake. So
Okay,
that's where we at. We got to get structure as far as contracts when it comes to these NILs.
okay. Going to the chat real quick. Max said Ryan Williams big game this week. I told you first. Roll damn tide. Speaking of Ryan Williams, he came out and said he is not transferring. He's Alabama through and through. So I guess he will be on your road tide also next year as well. But I will say, I hope the kid does do well. But this season is just and not been what we all expected of him. Even if you being an Alabama fan, you can't say he's met your expectations. Don't give me he's young and all that stuff because at the same time, Malachi Tony's supposed to be in high school and he's out here hooping. Now, granted, Malachi Tony could fall off next year. He could, but we're only going off of what he's producing right now. So, your thoughts on Ryan Williams? His commitment to the university, or is his market value not as high? And I feel like a team would take him. They'll take that flyer, but maybe
Right.
that bag ain't what he thought it might be. Possibly.
I think he could have got. I think you and me can agree on this at least. He could have probably got the bag for real if he wanted it. I think Ron Williams a real one and he's a competitor. And I think he sees all the noise in the BS. He sees them photoshopping him off the college football covers. And when you're a competitor, like I'm a competitor, that shit gonna piss me off. Like
Yeah.
y'all got me messed up. Y'all really playing on my name right now. So you know what? I'm gonna show y'all. Like I'm not afraid of the moment. I'm gonna stay here at Bama. I'm gonna prove my worth. Some of those receivers that were shining this year, I'm pretty sure they either juniors or seniors, upperclassmen.
Yeah.
They might not be here next year, but I'm already a household name. I just gotta put the work in and bounce back from this off season, which I'm saying this is an off season. Bounce back in the off season and then show y'all next year like I'm really him. And I feel like anybody who's a real competitor, you gotta respect that because like he could have gone anywhere he wanted to. He's Ryan
Yeah.
Williams. He's already made a name for himself. Again, like Mitch said, he did have a disappointing season for sure. We cannot deny that. But he probably could have went to LSU. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Lane would have loved to have Lane's a headlines guy. He wants all the big names. So he would have loved to have a Ryan Williams. But it's really good to see him come back, step into that role and show out. I expect him to have a great season next year, man. And hopefully he has a great night tonight or
Okay.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow, because he don't
Uh,
play tonight. But
just
hopefully he
give
has a
just
great game tomorrow.
just to give some portal updates because it's changing every day. North Texas
For
quarterback.
sure.
He's highly touted guy. He entered the. It's another thing about the portal, and they want these Power Five teams to make it into the college championship. It just destroys their roster for the next year. I think they said JMU has two returning starters next year. Now, not all that's because of portal. Some that's graduation. But that team that made it, there's only two returning players. Now they might do good in the portal and get some good players again, but it's gonna be hard for them to replicate what they did. But anyways, Cam Coleman, Auburn wide receiver, he's like a highly touted guy right now. They're talking about Texas, Ohio State, all the big time programs are talking about him right now. I hope somehow Texas gets him, but it's gonna be one of them bag moments. Who has the biggest bag and hopefully it will be us because Texas definitely needs a receiver. I personally, if I was him, wouldn't go to Ohio State because I want to be top dog. Now, granted, if you're a competitor, you want to be, have that duo, compete for that number one spot. But I'm trying to go to league, so I want all the targets. I'm gonna go to
And
Texas
now you
or
said
LSU.
you cut out a little bit. You were like saying God a Christian. Was that Cam Coleman you was talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Cam Coleman from
Okay.
Auburn. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Because I heard you say Cam Coleman, but I heard you kind of doing the intro first and you cut out. Yeah. What you think about Deuce Knight too? I seen Deuce Knight
yeah. He's gone
left for the
too.
transfer portal,
Yeah,
and that's
he's gone
crazy
too.
because apparently he was trying to get Cam's number. And
Yeah,
Cam was like, "Hey man, you gotta show out this year, and then maybe next year." But he said, he would have took that too, and then
yeah.
deuced on him. Literally, it's crazy. But yeah, man. I I'm indifferent about the Ohio State. If you know you're ready, obviously you got to go with that, right? But if you know you need a little work and learn, like, hey, Ohio State's not a bad place to go as far as understanding what it takes to be one of them top teams.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what happens this year, Ohio State's going to be a contender for the championship next year.
Facts.
So it wouldn't be a bad place to go. But yeah, Julian saying, they already have him as one of the top quarterback draft prospects next year. So he's probably not going to be taking any fall off unless like an injury happens. So you
Mhm.
will have to go into that situation expecting to be on the bench and do what you can to try to prove your worth. But you're gonna have to expect to be on the bench. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Y'all definitely need to start prospecting for y'all next future quarterback, obviously, because we know everybody knows, regardless of what anybody on the panel try to say, usually Art's going number one next year. That's a fact. I'm a bank. I'm a
I
I'm
hope
a
so.
bet on that. He had to get hurt or some BS to not go. If he's healthy, he's gone, bro. Number one next year for sure.
Yeah, it's. I hope he does. If he keeps his progress that he's been having, even in today's game, I've been watching. That boy's making some throws, and EJ hates to hear
Yeah,
this. He was being mobile, and he was scooting. So I'm
yeah.
not saying he was, the dude at Texas A&M mobility, but he's not Josh Allen. But he can do a little something with his legs, man. He can
Y'all
evade the
only lost
defense.
one receiver, right?
Yeah, yeah, right. I think it's DeAndre Moore right now. It's the only one we lost. But our
And
receiver still
honestly,
ain't,
bro, I
you
think he's
know.
got a better rapport with Parker,
Oh no, for sure.
Wingo.
Yeah, for sure.
Injuries is coming back.
He's a senior. No, he's a senior. Yeah.
Oh, he
At
is.
tight
I
end.
think he's a junior. You might want to double check that.
I'd leave if I was him though. He had a good year. I'd
Yeah.
leave.
If
But
injuries comes back for sure, hey man, y'all
yeah,
starting off the season cooking.
yeah, it's a strong possibility. But I told Ted this. We lost our our top three running backs to the portal. Crazy. All
Yeah,
three of them
but
gone. We're
honestly,
supposed to be getting
let's
some
keep it
players
a
though.
bean. What they do for y'all this year?
Oh, nothing. So
Yeah, they was hurt, and it's like C.J. Baxter was him. I love C.J. Baxter. Everything I saw from him, like in spurts as a Longhorn and in high school. But again, you stay hurt. So honestly, you got Christian Clark coming back. It's Texas, bro. At the end of the day, when you're a 5-star prestige school,
yeah, that's a fact. So
listen, and you are like, hey, y'all my team on Dynasty. I'd be like, hey, you want to leave? Leave. I retool every year,
yeah,
bro. It's
they,
so
they,
easy, bro. When you're a 5-star, it's cool. Now, when you like my team, UK, ugh. When you lose a Barry and Brown, you feel that. You feel that.
hmm
Like
yeah.
you feel certain big losses like that. So hopefully Will can turn that around for us. But yeah, being at those 3.5-star, 4-star ish schools, that's where you feel it more. And obviously below that, of course. But
I do have a name for
yeah,
you
if
because
you're 4.5, 5-star, you good. What'd you say?
there's a person that I don't know if you were high on him, but I know Ted was. He's in the portal. He might have been in there for well, at least a week now. Byron Brown's in the transfer portal. USF
Oh,
quarterback.
he's staying here.
Yeah, he's in the portal. So
Woo!
he's so
Hey,
I don't know where he's gonna go. I'm pretty sure probably be an SEC team, but
man, listen. Me and Ted was both high on him, bro. He was really going. He should have been the Heisman candidate, but that team sucked. Like he
oh
was the
yeah,
bulk of the team, bro. Like every time I watched, if they had 2 or 3 touchdowns, he probably ran 2 of them, and if they had 3, he threw for one. Like yeah,
yeah.
so
That'd
he ain't
be
missing on out on nothing leading them in.
okay. Next man, I got the
What we
game
got next,
tonight.
bro? What's on the
The
agenda?
game tonight is about I think it's about an hour away. You know, Miami versus Ohio State. This game's got history, not regular season, like postseason history. Were you too young to know about the highlights, the Willis McGahees, Maurice
I
Clarett's,
don't
and all
think
that
I was too
stuff?
young, but I wasn't locked into football yet, bro.
Okay,
I wasn't
like
locked in yet.
that was I was young, but I still remember watching the game because
Hmm.
at a young age, I didn't realize, but now it's like I was just going for Miami just because, and then certain people go for Ohio State, certain people go for Miami, and I was like, damn, Miami, they got it. And next thing you know, they throw it interception. Maurice Claret runs them down, strip fumble. They come back and win the game. They just have moments in their history with each other that is like top five, top 10 plays
Yeah.
of all time and the historical moments in NCAA football. With all that being said, what are you looking forward to going into this game in an hour? Miami versus Ohio State.
Man, and to get to that, just real quick, shout out to Willis McGahee, bro. I didn't see him as a
Oh,
Hurricane.
and he
I
broke his
remember
leg.
him as a Buffalo Bill
Yeah.
and a Raven, bro. And when I found out what he did in college, I was like, oh, okay. This is why every time this man get hurt, he just kind of bounced back because he was supposed to be the truth, bro. Like
Yeah, I think he broke
if
his leg,
injuries
right?
didn't
I think
take
he broke
him
his leg.
down, yeah, if
Yeah.
injuries didn't take him down, he would have been probably all time top 10 running back for sure. But man, my expectations for tonight,
I think it's
I
nine and a half
expect a close
points.
one.
It's 9.5 points.
Yeah, yeah. Guess what happened last time we thought we knew with these Miami boys. I mean, obviously, if Beck plays like a pumpkin, then that 9.5 is gonna come true. But I just think, man, I think Miami's really locked in, and I feel like you've been on the bandwagon with me too when it comes to Cristobal. We're not real big on him. But
Yeah.
hey, man, he surrounded himself around with great coaches and just bringing back great alumni. as crazy as Unc be, Michael Irvin being on that sideline, I think it just gets them hyped up and geeked up. I mean, the man's putting jerseys on trash cans and beating them with belts, talking about BTA. Like they starting to. We ain't gonna jump the gun because we know our boy Zell loves to, but they starting
Mhm.
to bring some of that U swagger, man. They starting to
Yeah,
bring some of that U swagger, and I really think it's gonna be a close one. I feel like I'd be a crazy man to go against Ohio State, right? But I won't be shocked if it
yeah,
comes down to like the last few minutes and few seconds and Miami pull it out, man. They got some dogs, dude, and like
yeah,
I think Ohio State is legit, but I think they also got that win hangover. I think they've kind of had it all year, but they've been a lot better than most of the competition they face, and they really felt it for the first time when they played IU. Like, oh shit, we still got
yeah,
some flaws.
yeah,
Now maybe that woke them up, but Miami just be the team they want. They're not supposed to be here. They weren't even supposed. Let everybody else tell it. They took Notre Dame's spot.
yeah.
So at this point, this is house money to them. You know, they here for if they go on to win a national championship, Mitch, this by far got to be one of the greatest runs.
Oh
To
yeah,
literally not be in the playoffs the week before the announcement to it get just woo, photo finish to get in, and now you're going against the top dog. Because we know I use the rank number one, but the defending champs is State. So they knocked them off. Hey man, sky's the limit. But I'm gonna go with I think Jeremiah Smith puts up numbers tonight. He might go for a buck, maybe even a buck 50. I think they just at least no more than a touchdown. Ohio State wins it.
okay. Yeah, I've been struggling with this because I want Miami to win, but the only thing is there's multiple things actually. Like you said, Carson Beck. It's very likely that he could be a pumpkin. I guess A&M. The one thing he did great, he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't do
Nah,
anything else.
yeah,
He just didn't turn the ball over because he didn't have that
yeah.
many passing yards. Like I'm like, okay, but can he do that against Ohio State? Because Texas A&M defense is good. It's not Ohio State's defense. Like it's just not.
Well,
Like and Texas A&M defense is really good, but Ohio State's defense is even better. And if it's I feel like if it's a 13-10 game, yeah, I feel like Miami. Anything can happen. But if it's in that 21-28, is Carson Beck and Fletcher going to be able to run the ball on Ohio State like that? I just
but
Miami's
see,
defensive
hey,
line has
hey,
to go crazy because Julian Sand is young, so if they can rush their front four and get pressure on Sand, yeah, anything's possible. But can you do that for 4 quarters? So it's just at every position, every level of the football field, I feel like Ohio State has the advantage, minus defensive line, because I'm give Miami's defensive line, linebackers, DBs. I'm giving Ohio State wide receivers. Malcolm Tony's good. Ohio State's got two of them. Ohio State's tight end, I think it's Max Clare or something. He's pretty good too. Running backs, I might give Fletcher, but Bo Jackson's not bad. I think they got multiple running backs there, so it's a toss
yeah,
up. O
yeah, they got
line,
C.J. Donaldson.
I might give O line Miami. I might give O line to Miami, but it's close. Miami's got some first round picks on O line. So, and the head coach, you talk about Chris Ball, he's been doing good, but I'm still gonna give it an edge to Ryan Day. Now, one
Ryan
thing they
Day.
did say that I don't think Brian Hartline was calling plays, but they were acting like Brian Hartline was the offensive coordinator. So like he was
Nah, he is. He
so he
Brian
was
Hartline legit,
he
bro.
was the offensive
Yeah,
coordinator. Oh,
yeah.
so
My
I guess
my
that
shout out my little cousin Durante, bro. He a big old state fan, and he was hurt. He was hurt when Hartline left. He
yeah,
was
no, it's a big
sick for
loss.
like
It's
a
a big loss.
couple
But
days.
but
Yeah,
but Ryan Day's called plays previously, but he ain't called it all
yeah.
year,
Ryan
so
Day know
it's
what he
still
doing,
different.
bro.
So I'm still gonna, man. I want Miami to win, but
Hey,
I'm gonna
listen,
go. I
It's
can't.
not bad for us to go Ohio State, Mitch. But at the end of the day, we know the fun. And honestly, let's keep it real. Carson, you got an easy job tonight, bro. Just play within the system. Don't be a hero. You got one of the best defenses in the game right now. Ruben Bain is a monster. Let him do his thing and keep y'all in the game and make plays on his end. Don't try to do too much. If you get in field goal range, take it, bro. Like you got this is where Carson shows, that mind, right? The experience. Don't try to make
Yeah.
those hero plays. Just make simple plays. Obviously, you want to get the ball to Tony, but you got other people to throw the ball to. Man, here's an X factor. Mark Fletcher Jr. is him. I already knew that
Mhm.
before last game. It's just they don't be running the ball like I be wanting Miami to run the ball sometimes. They didn't do it last year either. But if Mark Fletcher gets going, that's a man amongst boys. When he's in his
Mhm.
bag, it's almost like watching a young King Henry, but before he was big time. You feel me? Like high school, college King Henry. So I just think you just got to stay within your system, be smart, play fundamental ball, and I think that's how you beat Ohio State. If you try to get in the shootout with Ohio State, you're gonna lose. You're gonna
Yeah.
lose.
So basically, what you're saying, they need to control the time of possession, but and no limit
TOP
turnovers.
all day, baby.
Okay,
TOP,
it's
no
possible.
turnovers.
It's
I
definitely
don't
possible.
think
It's
it's
just
hard for
hard.
them to do. I just think you got to get out that. You can't be nervous. You got to let all the BS go. Lock in. Have a blank mind. Every quarter is 0-0.
Yeah. The one thing is
You
knocking
can
is
win
it's
that
just we
game,
talked
man.
about it. That Carson Beck, man, because you know that defense is gonna be scheming some stuff up and trying to confuse them. And Carson Beck be having that dumb look on his face sometimes, like, bruh,
Yeah,
hey man, lock in, bro. Just throw it away. Cause you know how they had Arch early. You're too veteran of a quarterback to be making them mistakes. You just can't do it. So,
right.
but hopefully, I hope it's a close game because I feel like if Ohio State
Yeah,
21-25, I don't know if Miami's gonna be do that. I hope my Tony goes off though, but he really didn't even do anything against
yeah,
A&M for they kind of held him in check for the most part, you
yeah.
know.
But and
But he
hey,
can't
if we get
he
another
can change
Texas,
the game though. I wouldn't kick
if we
to him
get
on
another
kickoff or
10-3
punt.
game, Mitch,
Yeah,
that's cool if you get the dub. As far as Miami, he gotta remind himself too. And this is the thing, Julian saying this is new territory to him. He
that's
ain't
a
been
fact.
here before. He was on the bench, so don't think you gotta do too much because both of y'all gonna have the same problems on both sides. He got a
Mhm.
defense that's trying to rip his head off just like you do.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay, we can move on to tomorrow's game, man. The first game on the
What we
board.
got going?
I think it's 12 o'clock. It's Oregon Texas Tech. What do you think about this? Because I'm kind of still. I want to say Oregon, but I'm a defensive minded guy, and Texas Tech, their defense is good, but it's still Oregon. You know the prestige. I know you don't like landing, but it comes with something. Their offense is normally is this offense going to be able to outproduce the Texas Tech and their Heisman linebacker that they wanted to have? What's your thoughts?
Man, I'm rooting for the Red Raiders tomorrow,
You
man.
really hate
You know
landing.
I don't. You know I don't like
You
Landon.
hate-
I don't care about Oregon at all. First of all, I ain't even giving Oregon all them props. They still a Pac-12 team in my mind. They just a high end Pac-12 team. So I don't think their defense is all that. Typically, Oregon will have a good D lineman, maybe a good backer, good corner. They'll have a good edge rusher, but I don't think they always have like a super stout defense, right? Man, with this Red Raiders, man, they got that kid Dickey Cameron, the running back. I feel like the quarterback's solid.
I think he was been hurt, but I think he came out and said he's like 100% now. So
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Texas Tech, they been getting so much hate. Hell, we don't rock with Texas Tech for real.
yeah,
So I just feel like they like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all love the Ducks. And guess what? The Ducks love to disappoint in the postseason. So
That's a
guess what
fact.
we gonna do for y'all? We're gonna go ahead and hem them up. Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I might sound like a crazy man, but we gonna open the window real quick on this one, Mitch. I got Texas Tech winning by 2 scores. Two
Ooh,
scores. Two
that's a
scores.
lot. Here's the thing. You still look at them as Pac-12, but could you say the same thing and be like, man, that's Big 12 Texas Tech?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Big 12 versus Pac 12. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
go with the
Okay. So
Big
it's
12.
even, is what you're saying. It's even. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going with the Big 12. It's gonna be point. Oregon gonna put up some numbers, but at the end of the game, Texas Tech 2 scores.
Damn, man.
On to
Two
the
scores is a
semi.
lot. Two scores is a lot. I don't. Actually, I can't. I'm biased. I can't do it. I forgot.
I know,
Go
yeah, you
Ducks.
can't, you
I
can't,
forgot.
you.
I was about
I
to
don't
give
got no
Texas
time.
Tech hate.
Look. If this
I
was
was,
dynasty, that's a different thing. I might
I
not
was,
feel this way, but yeah, I don't got no ties, man. I like Texas though, but you
yeah,
gotta do your
go
thing,
go
man.
go Ducks. I forgot I can't root for Texas Tech. So
Hey,
go
Mitch, bet on the
Ducks.
game tomorrow.
Hey,
bet, bet
if
on
I bet on
bet on
Oregon, boy,
Oregon.
you got to know Tech is coming out with probably by
It's
17.
over.
Okay. So do you think this? Do you think this game
Yeah,
can?
man. But shout out to Red Raiders.
Do you think this game can alter if Oregon loses? Do you think this can alter Dante Moore's draft projection, or do you think he's already like probably top
Nah,
five?
they don't. Bro, have you looked at the draft prospect? I know you have. I don't even know why I'm
Yeah,
asking you that.
they still got Dante.
It
They got him
sucks this
high.
year. It's
Yeah.
terrible. If you listen, if you need a quarterback, you're gonna take one of those top four.
Okay.
Now, will a quarterback go in the first round? That's the biggest question we need to ask ourselves. I don't know if a quarterback's going in the first. Well, probably mid. I could see Fernando, and I can see Ty Simpson going in the first round. But other than that, everybody else just
I
just
don't know,
get
man.
drafted
They're
because
talking about Jets taking Mendoza and the Raiders taking Dante Moore. So
you
now,
think
granted,
more than two.
hell, ain't no telling. Hell, JJ McCarthy went first round a couple years ago. So, and I didn't think he was good. So
I think
anything's
I think
possible.
Vikings might crash for this year and just everybody's waiting on that next year class.
Yeah.
That's what I really think. But if you need a quarterback, which I think the two teams you name, Oakland and Jets, they need quarterbacks. You
Facts.
got to take in, and I hate it, bro, because I really want to see my man. I want to see my man prosper up there in New York, but
Oh yeah, they
I
they,
I
they don't
think the
even want
Bears
him to
ruined
win.
him,
He's
bro.
they're losing intentionally because that quarterback they got in there is terrible. Like they don't
Oh
even want
yeah,
they don't even want
Brady
to test
Cook,
him. He terrible.
Brady
He's
Cook,
yeah, he played in
yeah.
Missouri. Yeah, he's terrible in the league. He's been god awful. So we can move it along to the next game. Here we go. Roll Tide, Alabama versus Indiana. Um, I'll go first on this one. I'm sorry, Austin. I've been high on Ty Simpson. I've been high on Alabama center offense and this and this. I hate to say it. I can't go against good Big Kirk, man. I gotta go IU because what they did against Indiana, I mean Ohio State showed me. I was like, oh, they big boy and like went in the trenches against a power four team that no, I didn't expect Indiana to do that. They made Ohio State look like they were a power five team, like physicality wise. I was like, damn, Indiana's doing that. And we know Alabama's defense ain't what the Nick Saban defense and Ty Simpson, they were down 21-0. I feel like you get down 21-0 to IU, you're not coming back. Which I don't think they're gonna get down. Well, hell, they might get down 21-0. There's a possibility. And Kirk's gonna run it up. He ain't gonna be like, oh, let's just try to play for the win. He's gonna run it up. He's gonna try to get 60, 70 on you. What's your thoughts?
Man, you know what they say down here in the South, man. They say roll damn tide. Luckily for
Cap.
me, I don't use
Cap. It's
Tide. I
like
use
it's like
Gain. I don't use Tide. Man, heck, listen, I'm about to tell you, I don't care if I piss off any Bama fans with this one right here. Y'all losing tomorrow. It's over. Go ahead and pack it up. 50 Cent can come out. Hell, Jay Z and Kanye can reunite tomorrow. Y'all gonna lose tomorrow. Kurt, he about that life, man. IU, them Hoosier boys, they're not playing with y'all. Um, I'm not really sold on Ty Simpson. I feel like he's a watered down Mac Jones, honestly. My boy's having a horrible year. I'd love to see him have a great game tomorrow, but guess what? They got Cooper and Surratt. So they can match him when it comes to them wideouts. They got a better running game. What's the one? He got the little nickname. He got the weird name.
You
What's
know
the
that
running
I
back
use
Bama got?
They got Jam Miller and
Jam. There we go. Jam. Jam ain't been Jam all year.
no.
But Himby and Black, they've been tough over there now. They can control time of possession. They play hard nosed football. The tide ain't rolling no more, bro. Like I said, I don't use tide. I use game. So Kurt, I
First, I
got
did
them
too.
boys
I used
winning.
to.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I got them boys winning. I'll say I'll be respectful and say one possession, but I wouldn't be shocked if they drop the hammer on them because they've
Yeah,
done it a
it could
couple
get ugly.
times.
Yeah, it could get
Yeah,
ugly
yeah. They
because
they got stuff to prove too because people don't respect them as the number one seed. Not really. Some do, but most don't. So they got a chip on their shoulder. I got them moving to the semis, man.
yeah, I don't know what the people's money is going towards, but I feel like a lot of people just off of name alone still picking Alabama. So, and I was one of those people. I was like, prove it. You beat Ohio State, and it kind of like it was still close towards the end, but it didn't go the way I thought it was. My house, man. On paper, Ohio State's gonna watch them. That on paper shit did not matter. They went out there, lined it up, and it wasn't like they were getting just 2 or 3 yards running the
Yeah.
ball. They were running for like 5, 7 yards, breaking tackle. I was like, damn. I guess top 5 picks. RL recent them. I was like, oh, these boys is doing
Bro.
something out here.
And you
So
know what's crazy is like y'all struggled against Mateer,
yeah,
your rival, and you know he ain't really like that. You think you about to go out and shut down the Heisman, even if we don't like him like that. I'm getting Mendoza 100 times in a week before I put any
yeah,
money on Mateer. So
yeah.
especially
And
with
like
them
I said,
wideouts he got,
Bama's defense ain't like that. So
yeah.
they're very iffy. They
I'm pretty
can't.
sure Kurt gonna show them, hey y'all, look how hyped they was going into this fourth quarter and how they dropped the ball. We ain't doing that because that's really what it was. Oklahoma, they counted they eggs before they hatched. They counted they chicks before they hatched, for sure,
Yeah,
and got knocked in the mouth. And Bama was the better team anyway, but most of that game, Bama was shaky. So
yeah. And to be honest, I think it really came down, like you said, Mateer. He was missing. He was missing some throws that could have put the game away. And I think it was a block punt that Alabama got
yeah,
that changed the momentum of the game because it was about to get ugly. I think it was 21-3. Mateer had a first down run. It was like 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. He could have ran for the first down, but he's like, I want to go take the big shot downfield, and he overthrew him by a step. And that, and I think Bama came down and scored right off of that. So momentum changed. But like you said, he's better than him. So and we're not high on him, but he did just win the Heisman. So he's done
right,
something.
for sure.
He's done something. So
He makes the plays when he has to.
yeah, yeah. And he don't put the ball in harm's way a lot. Like they said in the big time games, he does make turnovers, but it's not like, oh man, it cost him the game. It ain't like the Carson Beck
Yeah,
bonehead dumb throws.
right.
Like it's
How could you do
so
that?
yeah,
Right.
exactly. So all right, man. Last game of the night, Ole Miss versus them Bulldogs, boy. I'll make it quick. Go Dogs, man. It's go Dogs. I don't think Ole Miss. I like Trinidad Chambers. I like what he's had. I like what's been going. I, I just can't go against them Dogs and Kirby Smart, man. I seen what they did to my Texas boys. I'm going Ole Miss. I feel like you're doing making these faces because you're about to make an upset pick, which is crazy. But go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Man, y'all know we love Trinidad Chambers on this show, man. Trinidad Chambers has had a fantastic year, and he has showed everybody that he's him. I had a couple people in the comments talking about, oh, he barely played, but it's like, bro, he didn't start the season. When he got put in, he showed out, and they've never thought to put him out the game since. So he really deserves all the credit, but he gonna be making a decision on whether he going to the transfer portal or not this weekend. Cause yeah, I can't go against the dog. I don't like the dogs. I don't
I
care
don't either.
about
I
theirs
don't either.
feeling or any dogs feeling. I hate Georgia. But with that being said, it's playoff time and Kirby's like that. And they locked in. So I just maybe if Lane was there, I
Oh
definitely
yeah,
take
that'll
the
change
upset.
things.
If
It'll
Lane was
change
there,
things.
I'd take the upset and I'd be okay with whatever came with that. But nah, I think it's over. I think that we had a good run. They won their first ever playoff game at home. They had their moment. It's time to pack it up. It's time to pack
Okay.
it up, Rebels.
Simple as that. I don't think it's too much to go into. But real quick, speaking that he didn't Trinidad James didn't start the beginning of the year until the quarterback got hurt. That quarterback, I can't remember his name. He's in the transfer portal. He's already put his name in there. So that's
Ole
another
Miss is
person.
gonna get hit next year, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think Chandler stays at all. I think he's gone too.
yeah.
So
He should go ahead and go with his coach, man. That's where he should go. But
I think he
we'll
might.
see.
I think he might. So
Okay.
what we
Moving
got
along,
going? Is
man.
that all for college?
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Unless you got anything else for college. No? You got anything on your mind about
No,
college?
I ain't got nothing
No?
else. I
Okay.
ain't got nothing
There's
else.
one other thing locally, take a shot at you because my sister's husband was like, oh man, he's a UK football fan. I don't know why, but he's a UK football fan. He's like, hey man, y'all supposed to be losing y'all's coach, man. He's supposed to be going to Michigan. Brom stayed, but he kind of did what Sark did. Mysteriously, our defensive coordinator resigns. Something about his son's senior year at Navy. I don't buy that. And now the defensive line coach has been fired. I feel like I understand when your team doesn't do it is doesn't meet expectations. Somebody has to go. But during the year, you always see Brom and Ron English like arguing on the sideline. And my thing is, it wasn't because of our defense was bad. Our offense wasn't producing, but he
Right.
gets let go, or he walked away from the position, which is crazy. Ron English did really good for this program defensively. I just can't believe it's like it kind of pissed me off, but I'm like, stay with Brom because he's supposed to be the savior for the Louisville football program, and a lot of UK fans wanted him to go to Michigan so it could the tables turned a little bit, but
Yeah. And
with
see,
that being
I ain't
said.
gonna lie to y'all. I talked about it last week, but I was never certain because one, I honestly don't care who y'all got. I want to beat y'all no matter who y'all got. That's my mentality. But also with everything Michigan just had going on, to me that wasn't the move for Braun because I'm like, you're the savior here, and you want to go try to be a savior at Michigan, which could end up getting hit with some BS.
Yeah, that's
Still,
a
they
fact.
got ongoing investigations on other stuff outside of their head coach. I was like, that just seemed like too much to deal with personally for me. So I figured the best move was for Braun to stay, and I'm happy for y'all that he did because when Will gets the squad together and we can pull that upset off next year, y'all can
Okay.
lose with y'all hero. Like that's what I want. I want a fair fade, but
Okay.
yeah, man, like trying wishing him to leave. That's just that rivalry. That's that rivalry BS. Like I don't care.
Okay. All right, man. We'll move on to the NFL. First game I got on here is just a recap because this is an offensive master. I don't even know if it was a master class or just a terrible. I'm gonna say terrible defense because there was hardly any defense that played. The Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. They were in a shootout. That game with Chris McCaffrey's going crazy. Chris McCaffrey normally is just getting a lot of receptions and reception yards. He was toting the rock. I was like, yeah, I said, damn, this looks like C Mac on the Panthers. Like he's running in between the tackles, breaking tackles. I said, okay. And the Bears linebacker crew, they got one of their starting linebackers back. I was like, oh, Tremaine Edmonds or whatever. He came back. I was like, okay, he's an all right linebacker. Didn't make a difference. And I said it earlier in the year that Kyle Shanahan is a quarterback guru and all this and that. And we've been talking about Vrabel and the Bears, Ben Johnson, and even Cohen. Hey man, Kyle Shanahan has to be talked about coach of the year because with the just like not because like what he's known for doing being offensively, the injuries and everything, and still being a top team in the NFL has to be go for something because you lose your best linebacker, you're paid a wide receiver. He ain't played all year. Another wide receiver got shot. He came back and played. He got hurt again. Your tight end's been in and out of the lineup. Your linebacker's been out. Your quarterback's been hurt, and somehow you still find a way to win. And against a good Bears team, you still. I think I was probably going for the Bears because they've been doing kind of good against some. They beat the line. They've been doing all right. They've been beating some teams. And then Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, hey, he was out there wheeling and dealing. He was the house, and
Teach me
I
how
be
to
hating on.
Dougie.
Hey, I be hating on Brock Purdy. I be saying he's mid, but against them Bears, boy, he was running and
Hey,
doing all
did he
this. I said,
did he
oh,
earn his contract this year, Mitch?
I say, oh, it's tough. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I guess he did. I can't hate on it. I wasn't throwing. He's done better than some other quarterbacks that have been gotten some praise on this pod. Let's just say that.
Who
I'm gonna keep.
Jared
I'm gonna.
Goff?
No. I ain't gonna
Okay.
disrespect golf. I was gonna say your boy Jalen Hurts, but that's another subject. But
Oh.
what were your thoughts on this game?
You're
Because it
not
was
gonna
a
disrespect Jared Goff who ain't won a Super Bowl, but you're gonna disrespect Super Bowl champion
yeah,
and
yeah.
Super Bowl MVP Jalen. Y'all sick on this podcast, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying what were your thoughts? Because this game mattered a lot,
Hey
to try to
man,
get the.
look.
What's your thoughts?
So when I was dolo last week, did Tev's takes, man, I said the 49ers best team in the NFC West. Now they got a chance to prove this week they the best team in the NFC. They playing for the number one seed and the NFC West title this week. Man, as far as last game, bro, I'm not too shocked. The Bears, they've had a lot of injuries on the defense. They just kind of getting healthy. But honestly, they've shut out a couple of teams, but those were doo-doo teams, like
That's a fact.
compared to them as far as overall teams. When they played the upper echelon, they've struggled as far as giving up points and yards. So I mean, I didn't expect it to go 42, 42-38, but I'm not too shocked that the defenses both had given up a lot just because
Mhm.
the defense, they're missing the main two pieces in 49er,
Yeah,
49er country. So man, I think Brock, like, and I said it before when everybody was mad about him getting his contract. Brock Purdy's he's just the ultimate game manager, but he can go a little bit above what you expect from your game manager. He really has some traits that put him up there. Like he's athletic, he kind of just he's ready for the moment, right? Like he's not crumbling. It don't feel like Jimmy G
oh
49ers.
no, no.
And even though Mac Jones was going crazy, and shout out to Mac Jones, I think two quarterbacks you got to look for in the free agency this year. And I don't, well, is Mac on a 1 year contract or did he sign a multi-year?
That I don't know. I have to look it
If
up.
he's on a 1 year, Mac will be in there. You let me know. But he could also be traded. But between him and Malik Willis, I think you need to expect them to be on new teams next year because of how they showed up.
He signed a 2 year deal.
Yeah, and Kyle loves him, so he'll do everything probably to keep him. But I just think you'll get a lot for the way Mac Jones played this year, the way we've seen Malik Willis play over over the what 9 games he's started or whatever. They're both going to probably be top choices for teams looking for QBs next year. But even with that being said, with how well Mac did, Mac just he doesn't have the same athleticism, and
Hmm.
he doesn't kind of like shine in the moments like Brock does. Brock is not new to this. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl. Like
Yeah,
this is not new for him, and he's the Mister Irrelevant, and he's
yeah,
doing all this, man. So it's really fun to see, and we all know about C Mac. When C Mac's healthy, people will damn near kill to get that as their number one pick in fantasy. Cause he's a beast. Like he can catch the ball, he can run the ball. He's on the verge to be the first player ever to have
yeah,
2 seasons in which he had 1,000 yards rushing and receiving.
yeah,
So you can't scheme for that. Kendrick Bourne's been his bag. Jawan Jennings, since he's been healthy, he's
yeah,
been in his bag. They're missing their best receiver, Brandon Ayuk, and it doesn't matter at this point. They're pretty much like, "Hey, bro, leave,"
yeah. Stay
because
off
all you
social
do is
media, bro.
complain.
Yeah,
And
you're
we got
hurting
Ricky
them.
Pershaw too.
Yeah,
We got Tongs, and we got Kittle. Like, listen,
yeah,
man, that they're doing that to me. That's the Patriot way. I hate to call it that because I can't stand them. But to me, when I think of the Patriot way, next man up. It don't matter
yeah.
who you lose. You
That's
always
a fact.
find a way to replace that guy. And Tongs came in and went crazy.
Yeah,
Like, if you had him on your fantasy this week and you were in the championship, you probably won because they had you projected low with him, and he got you over the hump. So yeah, man, I just think this team is excellent, dude. It was funny. I had a guy in the comments. He was like, "This take is trash." When I was talking about uh 49ers, and he said, "Go Birds." So he must be a Hawks fan. I was like, "Man, don't look like it's that trash now. You gotta
hmm,
see them boys on Sunday, man. And
yeah,
you better show up
yeah,
because that's my thing with the Seahawks. I do have some love for the Seahawks. Those 12s, they be doing their thing. But just Sam Brad, I always want to say Sam Bradford because that's what he's
hmm,
reminding me of. Sam Darnold, he's just not doing what he's supposed to do in them clutch moments. Now,
yeah,
mind y'all, they pulled it out. They pulled out the victory last week. He messed around with these 49ers. He's going to be playing on the road first
hmm,
weekend, wild
yeah.
card weekend. This is going
I
to be a
got
huge game for them, Mitch.
you brought up a player, Christian McCaffrey. Say he plays 2 more years. I don't think he's got 4 years left. He might. We don't know. But say he's got 2 years left. Is
Two
Christian is
sounds solid.
is Christian McCaffrey a Hall of Famer? Is it not a doubt? Like
Oh
easy.
yeah,
Easy?
yeah. No, bro. So me and the homie, we were just, and I don't know if we got this on our agenda, but we were talking about the Hall of Fame because they announced the finalists the other day, 15 finalists, and it's a great list of finalists. It's honestly sad that you can only do five because there's more than five that deserve to go in the Hall, but they got to pick their five, right? Man, it's dude's name was Jack Blood or something.
Mm-hmm.
Played for Green Bay, white running back. Never knew this, but he is the leader all time for running backs with receiving touchdowns. Tied at second, one of the guys is Christian McCaffrey. So he just needs two more receiving touchdowns to be the leader all time in receiving touchdowns for running back, which is crazy. And then I'm gonna throw this out there. Here's another guy that was on the list, just being close. That man Austin Eckler got 30,
Mm.
but we don't know how he gonna recover from that injury, which was
So
bro.
you think
Because
so? I'm not saying his rushing doesn't won't put him in the hall, but so do you think the breaking that record puts him in the hall?
I think that's just part of it. The combination, his skill level puts him in the hall. We've
I'm
never
not see, but it don't go off of
seen a
skill. It
running
goes.
back.
It's got to go off of his just his numbers. Because
Yeah, number two, and that's what I'm saying. Because of his skill level, he's gotten the numbers to back it up for the hall. Like, I mean, you'd probably have to pull it up, but I'm assuming he's got at least three All Pros, if not more. Probably been to 4 or 5 Pro Bowls, and he probably has a multitude of records that he's broke. I think the fact that when you have a resume like that, if he has two double 1Ks, how do you
yeah,
keep him out?
that's true.
Now, if you want
That's
to
true.
say he's not a first ballot, that's a whole different argument. But he's going to the hall.
Man, I guess that'd have been a better way because I was looking at it as because there. I think Derrick Henry just like got in the top 10 rushing yards
Yeah,
all
he's in
time.
there. He's in there.
So
Everybody in the top 10 is
I feel
Hall
like
of Fame.
he's first ballot, no question. Derrick Henry,
Yeah, Derrick Henry,
Chris
but that's different though.
McCaffrey. I'm like
Derrick Henry different.
I feel like I don't know if Chris McCaffrey skill wise, yeah, he's fucking one of the best running backs I've ever seen. But
For
I don't know,
sure.
like stats wise, they're gonna be first ballot. I don't know because injury riddled him a lot. Put like he missed damn near probably 2 seasons worth
Nah,
of
them
like.
injuries is tough, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. Like his stats might not, you know, rushing yards wise match up with these other people, but his receiving is what puts him above a lot of people because Derrick Henry don't have the receiving yards, but hell, he's went for 2K. So you know what I'm saying. So okay, I agree with you though. He's got to be
Hey,
a Hall of
bro,
Famer.
look. He already got three first all teams, and I forgot he got two of those in one season. He was
Mm,
on the all team as a flex and a running back. That's
okay.
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane to get two first all pros in one season. He's got a OPY offensive player of the year.
Oh
I
yeah, he's
mean,
in.
the
Yeah, he's
stats
in.
he
He's
yeah,
in.
he's at 7,500, but he got 5,000 receiving. I think when you combine all that with almost, he's got 98 total rushing touchdowns. I think because of just the accolades that he's gotten that are just like nobody's done this before.
Yeah.
I think that's what puts him in the hall. I don't know if he'll be. He's gonna have to make some things shake in the next two to 4 seasons if he plays that long to probably get him cemented as a first ballot. But he's definitely going in the hall.
Okay. Yeah. I can agree. I can agree
And
with
that
that.
the McCaffrey name is just as big in football. Maybe not bigger, but just as big as the Manning name.
Oh yeah.
That
And
name goes
McCaffrey Super Bowl
because
winner, baby.
Ed, they
Yeah.
got big. Even when if you might be like, well, the stats aren't there. Ed is huge when it comes to the history of football.
Broncos.
Like
Yeah. That's a
he's
fact.
one of them big power names in football. So yeah, bro, he gonna get in off politics regardless. But I actually think he's like, to me, you know how I question Eli legitimacy as a Hall of Fame. I don't with
Hmm.
Christian him. If
Oh yeah.
injuries didn't kind of hold him back a couple years, he'd already be in the Hall. And
Okay.
obviously he has to weigh his five, but to me, he'd be a first ballot already.
Okay. Got another question for you, man. Uh, game that would determine who wins their conference. I mean their division. The AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. First question. It's gonna sound idiotic, but it's gonna sound crazy even saying it. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Should the Ravens start Tyler Huntley over Lamar Jackson?
To me, that's not an idiotic question, bro. I need to know how healthy Lamar is. If
Say
Lamar,
Lamar is 75%.
no,
And the reason I say this is because with Tyler Huntley at quarterback, they don't ask him to do too much, and they give the ball to Derrick Henry like, hey man, we're gonna give you the ball 25, 30 times. With Lamar, they're like, Derrick get about 10 to 15. and then we want Lamar to try to use his legs to try to win the game with his arm. Now, granted, I want Lamar to start, but I just want them to do how they're playing with Tyler Huntley with an injured Lamar because he's not running the same. Like he's running like I don't want to try to run too fast and pull my hammy or something. He's not. It's like he's not trying to get hurt. Just watching it, so he don't look healthy at all. He's getting caught by defensive
I
ends.
can't have that Lamar in there because one, I don't feel like Lamar is his best because mentally he's holding himself back. Two, Lamar is the future. He's the franchise.
Yeah,
We're
that's a
not
fact.
giving up the franchise to guess what, brother? If they win this game, they gotta probably play my Texans. And I love Lamar. Unhealthy Lamar don't want to see my fucking Texans. We will rip that man apart. And I don't want that to happen. But for the sake of the game, it is what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
I would really put the onus upon management. Don't put that man out there unless he's ready. 100%. Even if he's not 100% healthy, he got to be mentally 100% ready to go. Because if there's second guessing in the NFL, that's the worst thing you can ever do. I think they've been pretty hot with what's going on. As we saw a few weeks ago, they probably would have already won the division if Harbaugh used his brain and, I don't know, puts King Henry in the
Yeah,
last 12, 13 minutes of the game when he's already got 128 yards, two tutties. You got a freaking bullet train over here and you take him out the game. It just doesn't make
yeah,
sense to me.
that's a
So
fact.
I don't think you need Lamar to win this game. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not good.
No,
They're not
and
good.
I don't
They're
think
they're
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 trying to get DK
mediocre like
back.
their record.
They're trying to somehow get DK back from suspension. But if they first of
That's
all,
dead.
if they get DK back somehow, the NFL is 100% rigged, dog. There's no question because there's no way you can
You're
suspend him
probably
two
right, but
games.
honestly, he
That's crazy.
that dude shouldn't have been at the game anyway.
No,
Though
that's a
we
fact.
talked about it. I talked about that last week, and see, they was giving us half-ass information. They gave us more information because they were like, "Oh, well, DK's lying." No, DK told the truth. He
Mm-hmm.
did say that stuff in the game prior last year, where the fans even said he said it. Kick him out. So how does he get to come back to another game? And I don't
Yeah.
think he said anything this year, but he knew his presence and just being like,
Mm-hmm.
"What up, DK?" was enough to get that trigger. And
Mm-hmm.
mind you, DK, you got to be smarter, bro.
Yeah.
Keep your head
Yeah.
above your
That's what it is.
shoulders, bro. You can't be messing around with these dumb fans because he's trying to trick you out your bag, and he could have, but luckily the Steelers love you. They rock with you.
Yeah.
DK's
Respect
not
to that.
losing no money. Yeah, all his
Respect to
guaranteed
that.
money stays. So that's great, but bro, you're probably gonna cost your team a spot in the playoff because at the end of the day, has DK been great this year? Absolutely not. But when he's on the field, you have to account for him.
Yep.
You can't just be like, "Oh, DK ain't playing that good." Because guess what? The Vikings did that one game and he went ballistic.
Yeah.
So, like, you
Yeah.
gotta account for DK when he's on the field. So yeah, man, I'm
So you
not
got the
wasting
Ravens.
Lamar's health.
So you got
The
the Ravens.
Ravens better win. If they don't win, shame on them and fire John Harbaugh.
There's a lot of people been talking about that recently. That Harbaugh should go. 'Cause
Bro, they talking about
After the
Lamar
Derrick
or
Henry
Harbaugh.
debacle.
That's hey, bro, Lamar or Harbaugh.
Oh, Lamar.
Come on. No, I'm
I don't
saying
know.
who we getting rid of? Who we getting rid of?
I feel like it's got to be the offensive coordinator or something, man. It's
But I'm
because
saying if you can only get rid of one of those two, who we getting rid
oh
of?
yeah, coach got to go. That's
Like, bro,
easy.
what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's no
People
question.
talking about Lamar, he's not locked in. He's literally the one that told them all to remove all the video games from the
Yeah,
facilities because people wasn't locked in. Now y'all trying to spit this BS that he's playing games. Now, like who's putting this out there, bro?
yeah, yeah. So you mentioned this player earlier, and I'm gonna bring him up now, and it's on along the same lines we just talked about. Should the Packers play Malik Willis over Jordan Love because he's
This
been
week
hooping? Yeah,
or in
hey,
the playoffs? Because
just,
they already locked the playoff spot.
this week they're probably gonna play Jordan Love. But if you were management, if you were the head coach, after what Malik Willis has been doing, would you play Malik Willis and sit Jordan Love, or are you putting your starter back in the game?
So this week we're already locked. I'm going to play Malik, but next week if Jordan's healthy, I'm playing Jordan. I got
Okay.
Jordan. The funny thing about Jordan, and the reason I can't hate Jordan, Jordan is actually very similar to Jalen, where the numbers don't really show you how effective they are on the field and for their team. But Jordan makes great decisions, and a lot of the issues he had was just Matt LaFleur being too much of an offensive mind and controlling the offense too much. And that's something we've talked about on the panel too. It's not old school anymore with these QBs. Everybody has a wristband and they got somebody in their headset. Sometimes I need to take the wristband off and take the earplugs out. I don't need y'all all the time. When I get to a certain level and y'all consider me elite, let me cook. If I'm the chef, I don't need you to tell me how to make this dish.
Okay.
Let me make the dish. And then when I prepare it, and you go for, the first bite, you tell me if that's just weak or not. But I can't keep like we gotta quit hand holding elite quarterbacks. You're dampening honestly they play. Like it's one thing if we got a Caleb Williams, right, who's in year two, or we got a Shador or Cam. You're supposed to do that. But if they're Super Bowl MVPs or going into their ninth, 10th year, let them cook, bro. Let them see what they working with.
Okay. So sticking with that team, your former one of your former players got released, and now he's been picked up. Trevon Diggs is on the Packers. Is it a big move? Does it move the needle any? Is it a non-factor? What's your thoughts? Just on the Trayvon Diggs situation and him being picked up on a playoff team, basically.
Hey man, couple things. Mama Diggs had a horrible day yesterday.
She
It
did.
was an insanely horrible day. Shout out to Mama Diggs. Hopefully, Mama Diggs is feeling a little better today because one of her babies got picked up. And from what I read, there's a lot of I ain't gonna get too much in the legal stuff with Stephon Diggs. I don't know, but it's a lot he said, she said. So we better hope it's a lot of she said and she lying. But more than likely, it's gonna affect Diggs this week. I'll be shocked if he plays, just because I feel like they're gonna be like, let's wait this out and see what's going on before we make a decision. But as far as the football aspects of this move, man, it just seemed like Dallas loved the Packers, right? Like,
Yeah.
golly, they just gave them in 1 year they two top paid defensive guys. So I mean, first of all, Diggs, I think he wanted to leave.
Oh yeah.
Why are you installing your TV by yourself? Like you make
Allegedly.
so much
Allegedly.
money,
Allegedly.
so much money. You should never do that. Me and you probably got a guy we can call right now. Hey, bro, can you put my TV in? And we only gotta give him about $70 and maybe pay for their trap. He's got more than us. He could have handled that. Secondly, uh, there was like he tried to start a coup in the locker room against Eberflus. He hated Eberflus and Eberflus system. On top of the fact that he didn't show up for training camp, so I think this was inevitable. He was pissing off the Cowboys. Cowboys were pissing him off. This is where they got to, and they cut him. I think they did it on purpose too, to kind of like give him a chance. Like, hey, if somebody wants you, go for it. Will he be effective for them? If he played like Diggs a few years ago, sure. But I don't know how healthy he is, and I don't know. Obviously, his mental was not there in Dallas. Maybe it shifts. I would hope it shifts for Green Bay. I mean, this is a team that's really a Super Bowl contender. That's the seventh seed. So
Yeah.
you got a chance to make something shake, and you're probably going to play your division rival, the Bears. Wild card weekend won. So you're gonna
Well,
have to make something shake in that game. But I don't know how valuable it is. We're gonna have to wait and see. But it's just kind of crazy to me that, like, hey, Mitch, trust me, it's probably the best for the whole panel that I'm not a Cowboys fan, because I would not be okay right now if I was still a
yeah,
Cowboys fan.
yeah,
But
it's
I'm
a lot
glad
going
I am
on.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're saying there's multiple reasons that this could be a sign, which I don't know how the money works once you release a player. I feel like you still have to pay. I don't know, some of
they
that
gotta
gets taken
pay. They
away.
gotta pay him 400, like 400K. He still owed like 400K of his salary or something.
Oh, so this could be true. They're doing this, and this solidifies that they're gonna not franchise tag and sign Pickens. I can see that now. You do that,
Yeah, yeah,
then yeah,
yeah. They gonna get Pickens did too much for the Cowboys this year for them to even think about letting them go. And all they have is their offense. Now I want to say Eberflus was fired recently, and the rumor I'm hearing is if Brian Flores doesn't get a head coach job, they probably gonna throw the bread at him to get him to
mm,
come to Dallas, and that would be a phenomenal pickup for Dallas because they need
yeah,
somebody like a Flores to get that defense right. They got the D line. They just, I mean, honestly, Bland needs to be they nickel, and they gotta go find them
yeah,
some top corners.
yeah. Because Bland's been getting cooked this year. He's been
Yeah, he was
that's
better
been
when he had his best year. He was a nickel, bro,
yeah. Okay.
and the second corner, but
Uh, I call it the toilet bowl division, but it's another game that's going to decide who wins the division. The sorry NFC South, the Panthers and the
bro,
Bucks play each other. Whoever wins this is going to make
bro.
the playoffs.
Nope, nope. You gotta add a caveat,
There's a possibility there could be a three-way tie, but if there is a three-way tie, it goes to the Panthers.
which
So
is stupid.
you know,
It makes no sense, Mitch.
yeah. So who do you got? Not many people care about this, but who do you think is going to come out of the NFC division? Because it is still going to be
Bro,
whoever wins is
I
going to be a
hate
playoff
this
team.
division, bro. I literally hate this division. It makes my head hurt. I got in a whole argument with one of my Atlanta Falcon fans. Shout out to my boy Bandy. Uh, this man was telling me, yeah, bro, if we win the next two games, Carolina wins. And I was like, that doesn't even make sense because Carolina's about to lose. And if they lose before all this stuff happened, I was like, if they were to lose, Tampa gets it. So how does that even make sense? Well, then Carolina buddy tells me, nah, yeah, he's right. So then I had to look it up, and I'm like, okay, so y'all mean to tell me just because of all these teams tying, even though Tampa, let's say they win 50-0. Let's say they win 50-0, Mitch, soundly. Because Atlanta's ass beats the weak ass Saints.
Hmm.
Carolina still gets in the. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it. That I don't care about the South. Honestly, the South needs to be eliminated from the playoff. That should be a bye game because they weren't even trying to win
That's a
and make
fact.
it. No, nobody wanted to win this division, bro. Nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
And shout out, listen, you ain't said nothing, but I can
Yeah,
see
you
the
know it's
grins in your
coming.
face.
Hey, you know. Hey,
I
you
can see the
know.
grin. Shout out to your boy. I don't know why it is like, hey, we ain't playing for nothing no more. let's go crazy. Because the man's been
Yeah,
insane. When and you're not good,
yeah.
it's not doing them anything. I mean, it's helping him out. It makes him look good. But they're not going anywhere with this performance. I'm like, where the
Not at
fuck was
all.
this 200 yards 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
man. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't 200 yards because they wouldn't give him the ball, anymore to get
I'm
200
talking
yards in the
about total.
game.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah,
hold him on the
but
rushing, but total yards, total yards, total yards.
well, like you said, forget the NFC South. Since we're here, man. Hey, man, my boy Bijan, dog. My boy Bijan, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he gets healthy. He plays the whole game, whatever. Hey man, I feel like what I've been saying has been kind of true and holding its value, man. Because there's been some people recently, the team's been
Listen,
struggling. They've been getting bottled up a little bit, but my boy's been still, doing his thing with a mid-tier
hey, at
quarterback.
the end of the day,
You know what I'm saying? What we
At the end of the
doing?
day,
What we
bro,
doing?
we're gonna call this season a wash. And then
Oh,
we were look, cause you just trying to jump. You've been quiet for weeks. You just trying to jump on the momentum right now, and you deserve. And pause on that. But you deserve to get your credit for the momentum right now. But honestly, bro, they both did their thing. I think we can both agree. I don't know who's gonna be on team 1 or 2, but they're both gonna be all pros this year. One of them's only going to probably go on the team 1 though, because
it's gonna be tough
Christian's
how to
probably
do it.
get
I
and
don't know how they I don't know how they're gonna
maybe
do it.
neither one of them goes on the number 1, but they're both going to be all pros because if they're not on the number 1, they're both definitely going to be on number 2. We
Yeah,
know this. Like they've showed out. I mean, Gibbs has like 20 touchdowns
yeah. I
total.
don't know how they're.
So
I really don't know how they're gonna do it because it's off of production and
the what?
touchdowns. You give it to Gibbs. I said
The
touchdowns,
the
but
flex.
CMC.
One of them's gonna get a flex. Cause I just thought
So
about James. I wasn't thinking about James Cook,
or Achan. So Achan's been cooking up too.
but I don't
It's
think does A Chain got the touchdowns?
he's. I think he might. He might. I know he's up there in
Yeah,
yards for sure.
the running back through 6 through 8 got real gritty the last few weeks. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah, all I'm saying,
So
you saw my boy. All I tried to tell y'all boys,
yeah,
man.
he did it.
I want
Now
here's the
that cut you posted in the group chat, I was
bruh.
like, geez.
Oh shit! I tried to.
Because the play was blown, like it
It
was
was
over,
dead.
and that man said, "Not today."
That's what,
He said, "Not today, not on my watch." I was like,
that's
"Hey,
what,
bro, where you been at?"
that's what I tried to tell you.
We
Like
could
he
have
has to do a
stopped talking
lot.
about this conversation weeks ago.
Yeah, but they're all like I said, they're all good running
Hey,
backs.
man,
They're all great
they
running
they
backs.
both they both cold. Hey y'all, we do this arguing about this because we passionate, but at the end of the day, we both know Bijan's not weak, Gibbs not weak. It's really a preference here. Typically, Bijan is the running back prototype I go for, but I love a running back that just got a nose for the end zone, and Gibbs is that, but man, Zell's team was duty the last 2 weeks.
Let's
They
talk
let us
about it.
all
Let's talk
down.
about it. Let's talk about it, man. The Lions, man, they for 90% of the season, they've been one, two, or three offensive production team, and they blundered this past week. They've been eliminated. They were Super Bowl hopefuls and all this stuff. Zell's coming, the our reputable Lions fan on the pod. He's saying they should fire their head coach. I think that's a little too soon. That's kind of crazy because he kind of brought back. He made the Lions something.
That's an emotional take.
Yeah,
That's an
Dan
emotional take,
Campbell still he's still a top 5, 7 coach in the NFL. Like he brought a culture to the Lions
bro.
that in my lifetime I've never seen.
The Lions have never
So
been this good ever. The
yeah, so you
Lions have
can't
never
get
been
rid.
this
Yeah,
good ever.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fact.
What are we talking
So
about? They mad at golf too because he had then 5 turnover game is bad. But I looked up people that had 5 turnover games as quarterback. I think Big Ben did it like 3 times, and Big Ben is Big Ben. So it happens in the NFL. The NFL is different, y'all. Like if you get in a slump in a game in the NFL with these defenders, you can turn over five times. It can happen. But
that's a
yeah,
fact.
bro, like they just disappointed me, dog. Like I had them winning the division, and obviously when Micah went to the Packers, that changed a lot. But we didn't expect. I don't think we expected the Bears to click that fast. But honestly, they just lost a lot of games that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's a
And
fact.
then they got cheated 2 weeks ago. We can say that. They got cheated 2 weeks ago. That wasn't an OPI, the first one. The second one was clearly OPI. But
Yeah,
that
no,
first
I
that
agree.
first touchdown,
Yeah,
it wasn't OPI. So it is very unfortunate, but they can't blame nobody but themselves for Christmas because they just went out of their way to lose that game.
yeah. I don't know why. For some reason, they don't. And I understand. Amara St. Brown is amazing. He can get open, but you're giving them 14 targets, 12, 14 targets. Your next highest receivers targets is 3. Jameson Williams has to have more targets, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what the defensive coverage is, But St. Brown's getting open. Y'all finding a way to get him the ball. And the running game's bottled up. Jameson Williams is one of the fastest receivers in the league. He can get open, but he's just not getting the targets. And I will give Goff some credit. I think they're like they had like a lineman that was out, and against that
The
defense,
center. It
the
was a
center
new
center
center. And
that
that was
like
why he fumbled the
yeah.
first time
So
because he didn't snap the ball right.
that can affect you. Just one player like that on the line can just alter the whole game plan. And against a certain
Bro.
defensive coordinator, they will take advantage of that shit. And he ran into one of those defensive coordinators.
Brian
That will do it.
Flores, the guy we was just talking about earlier.
Yeah, like he will
And
see
you
your
already
flaws
know,
and do it.
bro. In the NFL game, one turnover, once it becomes two, it's like an avalanche.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
that's
be
a
your
fact.
last.
That's a fact. Last
So,
thing I got. We watched. We talked about the game. We didn't talk about this player. Matthew Stafford had one of his worst games of the year. Do you think that game cost him his MVP?
hey man,
To supposedly Drake Mays, what everybody's saying.
hey man, listen. I told y'all, I'm gonna keep telling you this. You can have that prettiest thrower of the football all day. He got that. But when it comes to locking in mentally and being him, I think what we're starting to see is that if he ain't got AD on that defensive line wrecking stuff, keeping him fresh, because hey man, when they had AD, it was a lot different. You can turn the ball over a couple times and not be fearful because AD by himself was getting blocked by 3 to 4 linemen. But I just think Stafford, you can't rely on that man, bro. Like he just showed they played the Atlanta Falcons. We weren't even
Slept,
talking about this whole
slept on
we
defense
weren't
though.
talking about this whole
Slept on
three-way
defense.
tie thing for weeks, and it's been a thing because we didn't think it was gonna happen because everybody just assumed, oh yeah, the Rams, they got it. The Rams just fumbled. This is why he's not gonna be the MVP. They were the number one seed, not just of their division, but of the NFC. They're no longer going to be the number one seed of the NFC. They're no longer going to win their division. They've slid all the way to, I'm going to say they're what, 5, 6 seed now?
Mm-hmm. I think they're like the 5 seed.
And I actually think they might be the 6 seed because, yeah, what's the cause above them at 5? 49ers. So now it's
Oh,
like, bro, you can't, like, and it honestly, as much flack as I give Stafford, which I give him a lot, it kind of sucks for him because this was the first time he was truly like considered the MVP, and he just in a matter of 2 weeks at the end of the season, it's gone. He's not getting it. It'll probably go to Drake May. Honestly, I'm
okay.
not too.
I,
I'm
I
not too big
slightly,
on Drake May, but
I slightly disagree because there's a lot of metrics that go Drake May's favor. Like he's leading the league in a lot of the stats, but a key one to me when it comes to MVP, I guess wins and losses I guess matters to most people. The Patriots have one less loss. That really don't matter to me if your numbers is like like I think Stafford's got like 40 touchdowns, and I think Drake May's got like 30. But I think he might have like 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns. So he's got him beat by probably like 5 to 7 touchdowns. And going into this week now, he still can. There's no. He can bounce back and have 4 touchdowns, and it could possibly change. I don't know, but he does have 2 bad games against the Falcons and the Panthers. So, and this game could have been worse if it wasn't for the blocked field goal return for a touchdown. And all that being
right,
said, it still was close. And it happens in every game. Somebody throws a touchdown, and then you look down, it's a flag, holding. That's happened like 3 times in their game. I was like,
right,
bruh. Puka had like 3 crazy catches that got called back for holding or a false start. The Rams left tackle was getting he was just messing up all game. But Stafford still played. I can't. He didn't play his best. And even at the end of the game, I'm kind of they're blaming Matt Stafford, but I kind of want to blame the receiver because he was looking back from the ball and the ball came up like a step too far. But when he was running, like he like looked back from the ball, he lost a step. Like he couldn't run his same speed and look back for the ball. I feel like that was Puka. Puka would have caught it, but it was like when they're Devontae Adams not playing, so it's one of their speedy receivers. He didn't catch it, and they still almost had a
Was it
chance.
Tutu?
Puka, nah, it's the other. I can't remember his name. It's the other fast guy that they have.
I got you.
I feel like Tutu would have caught it. I feel like Tutu would have caught it, but they still almost had a chance. Puka had almost made one of the
Yeah, that
craziest catches
man,
I've
he
ever
caught that.
seen.
We ain't gonna say almost, man.
Nah,
He
he didn't
caught
catch
that.
it.
He
He,
caught
he
that. He caught that.
nah. I'm a Puka guy. It was great defense. The defender got his hand in the last second, and the ball came out, and then he caught it back, but he's out of bounds. But into that point, it was a catch going out of bounds, and but right before he hit the ground, the kid like ripped the ball out a little bit, and but so it was incomplete because I was like, oh no, nah, that's a catch. Cause trust me, I'm a Stafford guy. I needed him to come back and win this game, but it was great defense. I can't hate. It was great defense, and it was almost a great ass catch. It was very close. So, but Drake May could he obviously can win. It'd be crazy if they get MVP, Coach of the Year, make
Yeah.
Patriots in the playoffs. It could be a Cinderella story for him. I'm not a
He
believer in Drake May, but
May's
so
leading in QBR and QB rating right now. So
yeah, no,
I
he's leading
think
a lot of
that'll
metrics.
I think
Yeah,
that'll give him the MVP just because 42 is a lot of touchdowns. Don't get me wrong, but it's not 50. It's nothing like he would have to go have like a historic single game, honestly, for me to justify that he's gonna get the MVP. I think I'll give it to May. It's the better story too, just because of where they
oh
were
for
at.
sure.
If Stafford's still the number one overall seed, no question, but they're not. And then as far as the head coach, man, you made a good point earlier uh, when you were saying Shanahan, but hey, man, my boy Miko, man, he got to be in that
Yeah,
conversation.
there's a lot of good coaching
If
candidates for
it's
Coach of the
not
Year.
one of those three, I might have an issue just because Miko, we was 0-3, bro. We was 0-3. Last time a team made the playoffs that was 0-3 was us, the Texans, 2018. So
No,
usually, I want to say the statistics show you go down 0-3 to start the year, it's not happening. And we figured that all the way out, man. Shout out to them Texas boy. We're gonna probably win on Sunday. Riley Leonard's coming in and he's playing all of our starters because we want that third seed. But I mean, listen, hey, I'm gonna be a big Titans fan this Sunday. I need y'all to come
for
through for
what?
me.
For
Cause I
hey.
need y'all to beat the Jags so we can get that third seed.
Oh well, I'm
And
gonna go
I
ahead and let
know
you know,
you don't
buddy.
care because you trying to get the
Nah,
best draft pick you can get. But tell that man Cam to have his best game of the year, man.
it's a wrap, man. Go ahead. We ain't doing that, man. Go ahead. That's what you was hoping for. I'm gonna let you know that is
Hey,
not
bro.
happening.
But look though, we good no matter what because we're gonna be a 5 seed if as long as we win. We play the winner of the AFC North, and then we'll play whoever the number one seed is. Which honestly, I'm not afraid to go up to Mile High or Gillette. I don't care about either one of those. I just didn't want to do it in the very first weekend. I wanted to
Mhm.
see them after they get, that first crowd's gonna be crazy. After they get all them jitters out, they feeling good. We'll catch them on the divisional weekend.
Okay.
So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, next week, man, we'll be able to, talk about the playoffs. Go in depth of what we think about the
Yeah,
playoffs, and
for sure.
actually talk about the awards that are coming up. Because I was thinking about doing it this week, but it'll be better
Nah,
after
yeah,
this
we got
next
we got
week.
all next week. Yeah.
Rookie of the years, quarterback of the year, rookie quarterback. We can talk about
Maybe
all that
talk
stuff.
about a little fantasy, how people because some people still do have fantasy football this week. Those are crazy people. I mean my dynasty
That's great.
league. My dynasty league, we do 2 weeks. 2 weeks each round. So and
That's
I
crazy.
love to end it in that week 18 because that week is chaos. Cause you
Yeah.
gotta you gotta be on the waivers because like you're like, yeah, so and so gonna put bro, and I've lost championships because of week 17/18. I remember one year, bro. I'm gonna leave us with this. Man, one year I had to decide between Kirk Cousins, and this was when he was a Redskin, when they were still the Redskin, and Matt Schaub. And Matt Schaub was playing like to get in, I think, the playoff. So his game was important. Cousins, they didn't even have to play. They already locked everything up. It was bro, this man Cousins got 21 points in one quarter. One
Oh,
quarter. Matt Schaub got like 9 or 10 points in the whole game. I
that's tough.
lost.
That's
I
tough.
was sick. I
Yeah,
was sick, bro.
that's
But
tough.
that's fantasy for you.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't like playing that last week because you never know. You could have somebody that's not gonna play at all, or you could put them in. They play one quarter or even one possession, get
Mm-hmm.
pulled, and then now you don't have a quarterback to get
Yeah.
you that chip. So
Okay, man. That's all I got, man. You got anything else? That's it.
hey man, y'all keep your eyes on us. Elab, we doing big things.
Yeah.
Just had an interview. Our boy Ted they just did an interview yesterday. We're gonna have plenty more interviews coming up. It's gonna be a new year. It's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
of things to come. We're gonna have some news for y'all real soon.
Real soon, man. Comment, like, subscribe, man. It's Elab Podcast. We'll be back on Sunday, man, for y'all boys. We out.
Yes, sir.